Good morning, everybody. 5 people in the chat. How's everybody doing? I decided that I would start the live sessions about 5 minutes early to allow people to jump in, you know, just so people can jump in and start chatting it up before we do anything else. Hope you guys are having a good day. So far, where I'm at, it is 10:30 in the morning. It's South Texas, and we're doing good down here. I hope everybody's doing good. And today in our live session, we actually um, don't have an agenda. Like in reality, we don't really have an agenda. It's basically a conversation. If you're a beginner guitarist and you want some tips, um, this is where you come. If you are already a guitarist, but you're trying to reset up your foundation of guitar playing, this is kind of where you come. I've got 3 angles, 3 cameras, and I'm kind of looking in this direction. And I'm over here on this side also, making sure that everything is working. Last week, we had a terrible, terrible, terrible technical difficulty Saturday. Microphone stopped working. My computer stopped, just shut off in the middle of everything. It was a complete and total mess. So I want to welcome everybody. If you're just tuning in now, or if you're watching this on rerun, I want to welcome you to Truth Guitar Method on YouTube. I hope everybody is familiar with the channel. If you're not familiar with the channel, basically here is where you come to, learn guitar, especially if you are a beginner. So I see that we have a couple of people in the chat. We've got Daniel Taylor. He has been putting first on like everything on my channel. So Daniel Taylor, kudos, man. How you doing? We also have E-Star, the beautiful E-Star. That's my wife, and she is our moderator today. So good morning, sweetheart. And then we have Michael. How's it going, man? Always nice to have you. And I occasionally catch your lives. I haven't been able to lately, Michael, just because of work, but I'm off for the next 2 weeks. So, and then we have Mike Palmieri, new to the channel, right? How long have you been with the channel, Mike? If you're on here, how long have you been with the channel? Just curious. Doing good. Awesome. So, on today's agenda, there isn't one. Mostly excellent. That's awesome. So on today's agenda, honestly, we don't really have much. About a week. Awesome. There's a slight lag between my question and the time that you receive it, and then the time that it gets back to me. I'm just letting you guys know. So if you ask something or you comment something and I don't get to it quickly, that's the reason why. So it's almost Christmas, and I think it's gonna be one for the records, right? One for the record books. My family has officially canceled Christmas, and yeah, that's kind of terrible. But it's still an amazing time of the year. I really do believe it. Even down here, the weather's been pretty decent. Where I'm at, South Texas, it does not get cold. Very rarely does it get cold. I think the last time it snowed was 2017. E-Star, is that correct? 2017 was the last time it snowed. And then the last time it snowed before that, I think, was like 14 years before that. So it very rarely snows. We get a flock, and I'm not kidding, and I'm not saying this in a mean way or anything like that, but we get a flock of people from the north. And down here, they're known as winter Texans. And basically, it's these people that move from the north to down here, South Texas. And we have a ton of RV parks around here. And they live here throughout the winter because it's amazing. Like literally, you walk outside with shorts. On the coldest day, you might experience 42 degrees. And so, yeah. So let's get started. Let me see today's agenda real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm not ignoring you, I promise. I'm just looking over to see. By the way, give me a thumbs up if it sounds good. Last week we had mic problems. I think I figured out what it was, honestly. I think the USB that I was using on the computer was kind of glitching out or something. And so it was constantly telling me that my microphone was not plugged in. And then the computer, I guess, just had enough and it just shut down. I don't know. I don't even know if that's a thing, but that's what happened. So give me 1 second. I'm just checking here because I did put kind of an agenda on the video description. And I just want to make sure that that is accurate. Oh, what a dummy. I could have just checked over here. All right, let's see here. Yeah, so today we're going to go ahead and if you've got your guitar with you, we are going to be doing some exercises, just a few of them, not too much. And they're mostly beginner exercises, or again, if you are an already like experienced guitarist, but you're trying to set up a new foundation for your guitar playing, this is kind of where you want to be. I have, if you don't know, I have a passion for teaching beginners because I had a terrible experience learning as a guitar player, and I just kind of don't want anybody else to go through that. So let me go ahead and just go through this real quick. So we're going to talk a little bit about scheduling practice time, as ridiculous as that sounds, and bad habits that come with that. We're going to talk a little bit about warming up, and then we're going to go into some exercises, including stretches. Stretches is something I haven't talked about in the channel or in any of the videos that I've made, and it's just not I guess there's no reason for it. It's just I just haven't done it. And we're going to talk a little bit about a really good left-hand exercise called finger lifts, if you've missed those lessons, and then right hand alternating, INM or picking, what that entails, what you should be aware of when you're doing those exercises. We're also going to talk about syncing your hands together, and this is something that, and if you follow me, this is something that I've struggled with my entire career as a guitarist. Even now, as I get into the top speeds in playing, my right hand just wants to kind of double up and just go fast, and my left hand always wants to slow down. So it's always a struggle for me to sync my hands together. And I'm by no means am I a shredder or a super advanced guitar player. Like I said, I just have a passion for teaching beginners and reestablishing, a really good guitar foundation. My biggest downfall. Yeah, absolutely. I'm like the wind. Let's see. Snow 2 years in a row in Eastern North Carolina here. Repeat it loud and clear here. Awesome. Thank you so much for those ones there. Hey, Mike, what did you mean by 5x5 audio and vid? What did you mean by that? Is that how it's coming through? Just curious. So let's see here. Then we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the one major scale pattern. Okay. And when I was learning scales, I thought every single one of them was different, because if you've ever played the piano, right, I studied music education. And so when I was playing piano, right, every scale is different. Every scale, the fingering on each hand is different. So in my mind, I just thought that's what it was going to be different for every scale, for every single scale, for C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, and so on. I thought every single one was going to be different. And actually, that's complete and total misconception. Every single pattern is exactly the same. You just shift it over and you have another major scale or another minor scale or another pentatonic scale. We're going to talk a little bit about barring exercise. I have one exercise for barring that I've done for the last, I don't know, let's see, what year is it? 2020. I graduated from college in 2007. So since 2003, I've been doing this exercise, and it really, really helps. It's hard for me to type a 1 because it's the lowest level. So 5/5 is for audio and refers to the signal and reception, 5 being 100 and good one. Gotcha. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I was lost. I was like, holy crap, man. My camera's coming out 5.5. I was like, I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good. Goes back to aviation talk for me. Got it. Do you fly, Michael? That's awesome, man. Um, and then finally, we're going to go a little bit into intermediate to advanced exercises that you can get started on. Intermediate and advanced exercises, I honestly haven't really touched on those. Um, I just have I have a plan for the way I want my channel to, I guess, unravel itself. But there are intermediate patterns that you can get started on, and advanced patterns you can get started on, especially if you're a beginner and you like got that itch to need to play. Um, I flight sim for over 15 years though. Oh, okay, gotcha. I want to say I've seen one of your videos where you're simulating a flight. I want to say I've seen that. Um, then we're going to talk about fifth. So the exercises. It's one of the fun ones. I've never seen anybody do this one. I want to say I'm the one that created this exercise for one of my students because he was having trouble, I guess, sliding from one note and then continuing the pattern after that. So the exercise is called fifth position slide to sixth position and then reversing the pattern. We're also going to talk a little bit about dissonant chord dexterity and mode walking. Yeah. So um, if you've never checked out my channel, I'm glad you're here. That's number one. And my channel is connected to a website outside of the channel where it's really where you get the meat of what the channel is about. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here for just a second. And that way you guys can go ahead. If you've never seen the website, you can go ahead and see the website. So the website here is called truthguitarmethod.com. It is a free website for everybody. And in all honesty, I don't get anything out of I guess you visiting the website. I want to say there's a few ads that pop up when you're using your phone, but I don't get anything from it. Like just letting you know. So here in the home page, what you'll see is basically all of the tabs, and you'll also see you can check out some of the pictures of some of the videos I've made, or some of the things I've done in the channel. And yeah, I don't update the picture so much because right now we're not really going anywhere. Matter of fact, this picture right here, that was the last time my wife and I went out of town. That was February of this year. That was the end of February. And I want to say right after we came back, that's in San Antonio, Texas, right? There was 11 cases of COVID in San Antonio, Texas when I was there. And when I got back, I got sick. I don't know that it was COVID. I have no idea. We didn't think it was here, so I don't know that it was COVID. That was the last time I was out. And actually, right here, a week after we got back, this is, believe it or not, this is my church. This is where I was at church, and we were playing "To Hell with the Devil" by Striper for a men's event. That was the last time I played live on stage, and it was February also of this year. So it has been it's been the worst for musicians, I think. So there's a couple pictures here that you can kind of check out. So I haven't really put up any more pictures because we haven't gone anywhere. Like I literally have gone outside and to work, and that's pretty much it. And so not a lot of pictures around these times. Everyone was sick after NAM, if I remember right. Yeah, you know what? I've never been to NAM, man, and I told my wife about it this year, and I was like, I think I want to make sure that I go on the next one. And then COVID happened, so hopefully one of these days I can get to go. So here on the homepage, you'll also see upcoming YouTube videos and free content. And I'm actually going to update this today because we just ran out. I mean, all the content on here has already been done. And so everything that you see here, you can already find on the channel. This is a good way to keep up. And the reason I do this is because I don't have the 1,000 subscribers. So there's no way for me to to communicate with people on YouTube by putting up a message or something like that, I always have to either make a small video or something, and I just kind of don't want to fill my channel with those short videos. So this is a place where you can always go and check news. I almost did not go live today, and I can see right now, I'm looking at the quality of the internet right now, and it's not great. We had an outage last night. It lasted about 6 hours, and it's been in and out. So there's still a possibility that we're going to get kicked out of this. And so, but my wife was like, no, you should go live because you said you were going to go live. So just go live. And I was like, okay. Pyrotechnics at church. Yeah, man. I was so surprised, Mike. Pyrotechnics at church. It was awesome. It doesn't burn. It kind of lands on you and it kind of like dissipates, right? But you feel it. You definitely feel it. So I still can't open your website, Joel. That's so weird, man. I'm gonna have to call like a customer service or something because I just don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to open it. That's ridiculous. Give me 1 second. I need to do something. This is baloney right here. I don't like it. Right there. Covering my face. What's up with that? All right, back to what we're doing. So this is where you could get all those things. Now you can also subscribe. This is something new. I added it a month ago. You can subscribe to the web page. It doesn't, I don't get anything from it. It's just whenever I release something new, you'll get notification that something is new. And I believe you can unsubscribe and stuff like that. And I believe to this day I have 0 subscribers. It's not a big deal, man. This is something that I wanted to do for myself. And this video actually right here, we're not going to actually do recommended beginner music. We're not going to do this video. I decided not to do it. If you want to know what I recommend for a beginner, you just got to tune in on Saturdays. I kind of talk about it on Saturdays sometimes. And then we've got our social media platforms. Facebook, we do pretty good. Twitter, I got 3 followers on Twitter. So that's hilarious. And what's up, Mortis? Dude, can you type out how to pronounce the first word in your name? I don't want to jack it up. But I see Mortis on there. And then, so Twitter, 3 followers. And then I've got Instagram. It's been growing, but only because of the giveaway, I believe. It's got like 111. And then YouTube, guys, we've been doing pretty good. We're averaging about 50 subscribers per week right now. And I know part of that is because of the giveaway, but I like to think that some of those people will stick around. And I have exactly about 6 weeks to convince them that the content on my channel is good, that they should stick around. And I already know what the next giveaway is, by the way. And it's been already approved by my wife. She can attest to it on the chat. I'm just letting you know. Mike, what is sudden lick? I don't know if you're asking me, if you're asking somebody else. So Michael, I'm going to check on that, man. I'm going to have to contact customer service because I have no idea why that happens. I'm so sorry. Unless it's blocked where you are at, but I don't know why it would be blocked. That's not a real name. I wrote it for fun, but in Greece, you would call it Rubinis. I don't know how to say it. I'm a dumb speller. I'm a dumb pronouncer. Okay. But welcome to the channel, man. I saw that you just signed up. So if you're wondering what we're doing today is just a talk. We're just talking. We're going to do a little bit of exercises, not too long, but yeah. So if you want information on me, you can go ahead and check out the bio. It's pretty much the same. That part of my life has not changed. And then we've got our giveaway page. If you need information on the giveaway, this is where you need to go. Especially, I'm going to say it right now, right here, who is eligible to win. Originally, I did the giveaway only for only for, what do you call it? Only for the 48 United States. And then I decided, you know what? Let's change it up, man. Let's do it all over the world as long as Amazon will ship there. My Prime will take over. And it turns out that there's countries where I can do that. The link to the site. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and actually, eStar, if you're available, can you go ahead and here? Let me go ahead and put it on there for you. HTTPS. And then it's truthguitarmethod.com. If that link works, the link come out. I went ahead and put the link on there. So yeah, so if you're here in this channel just for giveaways, that's fine. Hang out here just for giveaways, because I'm going to be doing giveaways. Maybe not all the time, but definitely some of the time. And I've already got plans. You know, I have to plan financially, obviously, but I already know the plan of the next giveaway. I won't give that away until it's time for the giveaway. I don't know if that made sense. But here's something you got to check, man. The link to the Amazon Global Export Countries. If your country or your region is not in this list, can't participate in the giveaway. All right. Check out the link, Mike. See if that'll help you, and check out the link in order to go to the to the website, the one that I just put in the chat. Check it out. See if it works. The next tab is videos. This is just videos that I enjoyed a portion of the month, and I thought it was like it spoke to me, and then I put it on there. The most recent video I put is this is Mercè Font. She's a classical guitarist from Barcelona. She lives in the Netherlands. She's a great guitar player, man. Great guitar player. Quality stuff. And if you're ever interested in doing a guitar lesson with me, there's no pressure, absolutely, and I'm not trying to push this on you. I'm just saying it's available. We can do a Zoom lesson for 45 minutes at $37.50. I think that's pretty decent. And then I've got backing tracks. I have not created a backing track, but I have a plan on making one this coming little Christmas break. I haven't made one in a little while, so I need to make a backing track and put it up on SoundCloud. You can go there and find us. And then here is where the beef of the channel is, man. Here's where the beef of the channel is. It says here, download, read, practice, and be awesome. It's all true. You download this stuff, you read it, and if you don't know how to read music, that's okay. There's tablature on there. And if you don't know how to read tablature or music, that's okay, because you can just contact me and ask for help. Simple. Will I get back to you? Probably, because I believe in staying in contact with my followers. And if I don't get back to you, you nag me until I contact you. And it's happened before. So here's the website, basically. All right. Let's go ahead and stop the share here. Oh, well, my dog is barking. Did you guys hear that? All right. It says, went on the site, subscribe, no issues. Perfect. Thanks, Mike. I just signed up. Thank you so much. Can you send the link with the countries on Amazon? Yeah, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can copy the link, because I don't know the link off the top of my head. Okay, so here is the link to the Amazon Global Export Countries and Regions page. And if you signed up, man, and your country's not on here, I beg you, give me a chance. You might enjoy the channel. I'm just saying. All right, there is the link. I think it's going. Should be going. All right, it says, can you also send the link? I got that. Never stops loading either. Man, I don't know. That's so weird, Michael. I don't understand. That is so weird. I literally have never experienced that. And I know that the webpage does have visitors, because I get to see not who enters, but how many people enter. So that sucks, man. I'm so sorry. You know what, Michael? If you need a PDF, email me. The one that you're interested on, and I will email you the PDF, man. Because I know that last time you said that's what you were interested in. My email is Joel, son of Caesar, @Truth Guitar Method. email me that you're interested in some of the PDFs, and I'll send them to you. No big deal. That sucks that you can't get into the website. Bummer. It says, for lessons, I wanted to improve my sweep picking, especially the left hand. Oh, and pretty much tapping. Gotcha. Okay. There is a lesson that I've done on cleaning up your sweep picking. Check it out. Again, the sweep picking thing is really the ones that I'm doing. I did that lesson because beginners always want to sweep pick. I know I did. I don't do it all the time. I can tell you that I'm not the best at doing it, and I don't use sweep picking all the time. But if you want to do the sweep picking, you can check out that video. It's on my page. It's called Sweep Picking Easy. And if that doesn't help, then I can recommend videos or channels where you can go to where they are amazing sweep picking masters. Okay, but if you're like at a beginning level and you want to clean up your sweep picking or you want to actually learn it, then stick around, man. I'll probably do another lesson on it. I only did 2-string sweep picking and 3-string sweep picking, and you can get a PDF on the website. It's on there. I believe it's called. Let me just check real quick. I believe the PDF is called Pull-Offs and Beginner Sweeps. That's what it's called. Pull-Off and Beginner Sweeps. So it says, my wife says, Kimi is barking. Kimi is barking. I can hear her. Kimi is on attack playing mode. Yeah, Kimi is my tiny dog. I would want the 5-string. 5-string. Okay. You know what? Maybe I'll touch on it right now in a little bit. The 5-string. The 2 main shapes that I think would help you. And of course, once you learn these 2 shapes, you probably want to get out of it. And like I said, man, I'm very transparent. I am by no means a shredder, and I'm not a sweep picking master, but I can kind of guide you, I guess, in the right direction. A good person to check out for sweep picking, hands down, Bradley Hall. Bradley Hall, and he does have a tutorial. Bradley Hall is the one you want to check out. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about, I guess we've already been talking for a little bit, but the first thing that I've got on here is scheduling daily practice time. Here's what I've got to say. Don't unsubscribe when I say this, okay? Don't go anywhere. Just hear me out, okay? You, especially if you're on the younger spectrum, like high school, college, you have to schedule a practice time because you are distracted all the time. All the time you're distracted. And scheduling a practice time is a selfish thing to do, but it's a good selfish thing to do. Practicing in front of the TV does not count. Does not count. I'm sorry. Okay. Does not count. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when you're practicing in front of the TV, you are mindlessly practicing, number 1. And 2, you are completely distracted. Now, unless you have some sort of power that you can tune away what's happening and completely focus on what you're doing, and you just need to have the TV on, then I guess that works. But practicing in front of the TV, definitely not a thing. Not in my opinion. Of course, you guys can, choose whatever you want. But so yeah, practicing in front of the TV, don't recommend it. Scheduling a practice time, super, super important in my opinion. And when I was in college is when I learned that I needed to schedule a practice time. And the reason that happened was, my director started to see that I was not practicing efficiently. So he asked, like, when do you practice? And of course I lied because I didn't want him to know that, sometimes I don't practice. Like sometimes I just want to party. And sometimes I just want to, play video games or whatever. And so he made me write out a schedule. He made me write down a schedule, like what am I going to do in the morning? So I wrote down all my classes first because they were priority, and then scheduled lunchtime. And then he's like, you need to schedule this amount of time of practice per day. At that time, it was 3 to 6 hours of practice. Okay, and I put it on there, and I stuck to it, and I did definitely see my playability go up. When you schedule your practice time, though, you have to be real conscious about the fact that you could hurt yourself. And that's actually what happened to me. Preparing for my senior recital in college, I was practicing 3 to 6 hours a day. And eventually, at some point, I couldn't feel I don't know if you guys can see this, but I couldn't feel my first finger. It would go numb when I would play. So we had to change up my practice time. I still had to do 3 hours, but I had to do 3 hours in 30 to 40-minute increments. So I would do 30 minutes in the morning, go do some stuff, and then 30 minutes again, go do. That was the worst scheduling. And the only reason I had to schedule it is because I was preparing for a senior recital in college. And that was tough. So being selfish with preparing a daily schedule, some of the things to consider is you need a zone in your home where you will not be distracted. Now, if you live alone, perfect. But if you have family, they need to know that they can't come around that time. Like it's just you. I don't have that rule with my wife. I don't have that, and she can tell you. I don't have that rule with my wife, but she like automatically knows that if I'm practicing, she leaves me alone unless it's like something like really pressing. Then she'll come and knock and let me know that, hey, we need to go do this, or hey, you said that you would hang out or whatever. But scheduling practice time is a selfish thing, but it's a good selfish thing because it's going to improve your playing. So if you're not scheduling practice time, I definitely recommend that you schedule a practice time. When my book comes out, which is not coming out anytime soon, but this is if you're new to the channel, this is the reason the channel exists. This is the reason the website exists, because I'm working on a book. Scheduling a practice time is one of my chapters. And again, distraction-free zone and not in front of the TV. Okay, let me read some of the comments here. Mortis got a bunch. I play for a year, and if you'd hear me, you could say that I'm doing really good for just a year. I would want the 5 strings. So my right hand can go pretty fast, but my left stays way too behind. Yeah, that's usually the case. As the right hand just has to do one motion. The left hand, what you need to do is you need to build finger independence, dexterity exercises. So this finger's got to be able to move independently from the rest, and this one from the rest, and this one from the rest, and this one from the rest. And you also have to make sure that you're using all 4 fingers, not just these 3, right? That's one of the things that people make the mistake on doing. Also, my downstrokes are slower than up. Really? That's interesting. I'm going to tell you what I think about that. Here's the thing. I think that your downstrokes are slower because the upstroke is a natural movement that you've already been doing for a long time. This movement right here, up on the right hand, is probably one of the more natural movements, right? When we eat, this is a movement we've been doing forever. But think about in your daily life, when do you just go down? That's interesting though. Normally I don't hear that people's downstroke is slower. Let's see what else we have here. It says, I'm in high school. Dude, that's awesome. I miss my high school years. I play so much at days, not even reading, just to play guitar. That's how I did it. That's how a lot of people do it. This is why I created the channel, because the way I learned didn't work. And I didn't find out that it didn't work until I got to college, which was a whole bunch of years later. And I didn't realize it until a couple of years later, right? So yeah, I definitely get it. I don't practice in front of the TV, but as I hear, it doesn't make your hands move automatically. I'm not sure I understand. It just turn off the TV. That's what that's what I think. Also, are you in a band we could check out? I am not in a band. I used to be in a band, and in order for me to show you that music, I would have to get permission from the other players. But yes, I was, and the band was called Chronicles of Three. Chronicles of Three, and so yeah. And then, are you into metal? I'm playing melodic deathcore and melodic death metal, and I'd love to hear me playing this genre. So I'm a fan of all music in all reality, because that's just, I have to adapt to what my students like. But I don't normally play that stuff. Like I have, I'm gonna be completely honest. I do more, worship music, and whatever music my church is playing, that's usually what I'm playing. But doesn't mean I can't do some of that stuff. It's just I don't do it so much. And so, but I do like metal. I grew up with metal, and so I do like metal. I can't say I'm a fan of any band that's deathcore, but I see some of the stuff that some of the guitar players post on YouTube, and I can't help but enjoy the sounds, right? So, but good for you, man. Whatever you're doing. Greeley, I'm having a lot of fun playing to backing tracks with headphones on. Awesome, man. Did you already get your guitar, by the way? By the way, show us now your favorite guitar. Greeley, I love this his PRS. I have a PRS. This I don't know that's my favorite guitar. I only have four guitars, and I can't say that that's my favorite one, but I do love my PRS. For independence, I make the spider thing perfectly, but still nothing. Got it, man. I totally understand what you're saying. Have you tried doing it slow? Have you tried speeding through it? A lot of the different things you can do. Says, very sorry I came late. Now I have to go watch the whole video. That's okay. You can hang out. We've just been talking, haven't played anything, haven't done any exercises. Go check Children of Bodom melodic solos. In their solos, you will listen more melodies with death metal. I don't know if this sounded right. I think I understood. I will definitely check it out. 3 and 4 giving me the most trouble. Finger 3 and 4, dude. That finger 3 and 4 are the worst, like for everybody. Finger 3 and 4 are the worst for me, and I've been playing for a long time. So yeah, is 1 BPM up per time. Mortis, everything that you're saying, dude, it sounds like it's like you're living my life, like when I was in high school. I won't say how many years ago that was, but it was like 5 years ago. I feel like you're living my life and doing everything that I used to do. And yeah. Ooh, did that come out? I apologize. Did that sound come out? The guitar make a noise? Do you hear the guitar? Let me check. Give me a second. Ooh, yeah, the guitar's coming out. Did you guys hear the guitar? Sweeping is impossible for me. One note per pluck for me. Sweeping isn't everything, man. It's definitely a preferred style, right? But it's not everything. All right, so I've got my headphones on. I can listen to my weird sounding voice and my guitar. Is the guitar coming out? Very little. Do you hear it? Don't like that sound. Not part of the key. Is it coming out? Can you guys hear the guitar? Yes? Okay, good. All right. So yeah, so that's the conversation on scheduling. Is be selfish with the time, and don't sit in front of the TV, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. The second thing is warm up. Why is warming up important? Oh man. I struggle with this. I'm gonna tell you why. Not necessarily. I don't struggle. I don't struggle with warming up. I struggle. Could be a tad louder. Okay, thank you. Not playing yet, but I put it on. Here's the PRS. Here's my PRS. You'll see it in a little bit. Then I have an LTD extended range 27 fret guitar. Um, I'll show you that a little later. But so yeah, what I wanted to talk about was why is warming up important? Here's the thing. There are people, I think, like me, who have been playing for a long time, and the ability to do fast things and fast runs and sound amazing doesn't come naturally. You have to put in work. That's me, right? I'm not a prodigy in any way, shape, or form. So I have to work on what I'm doing. And then there's people who are just naturals, man, who just will blow you away no matter what they do. And those people will tell you, well, you ask them, like, what do you warm up with? And they're like, oh, Cliff's Dover, right? And you're like, what? That's like a song. Why are you warming up with that? Or, um, you know, what do you warm up with? And you're like, oh, Ingve Malmsteen's Exercises from Hell. It's like what? That's to me, that's not feasible. For me, I know that I've got to sit. I've got to make sure that I've stretched my fingers out. I've got to make sure that I'm tuned up, and then I start slow. But that's me. Is there a better way? No, but you could think that there is. I don't think that there is. I think that's what's worked for me is being slow and accurate and working on things slowly. So some of the exercises for warming up are like stretches, right? And so what people forget or what people don't understand sometimes, or you forget, right? Because you just you look at your fingers and your fingers are right here, and you feel like that's where it ends. But in reality, your fingers come all the way back, right? I don't know what they're called, the tendons, I don't know. But the finger muscles go all the way back. When you move one of your fingers, you can feel it way back here. So the stretching really does have to happen all over, right? So one of the stretches that I like to do is just simply pulling on my fingers back, just like this. Just pulling back, not to necessarily get a pop, but if it pops, it pops. And just pulling it back, and you should feel the stretch all the way down, right? So that's something that you can do, and it's not like I'm revealing something amazing here. It's just stretching, something that you have to do, especially if you're older and you have arthritis. Now I'm going to tell you something. I don't tell people this a lot, but I'm 37 and I have psoriatic arthritis, and there are days where my fingers just don't move, and so stretching is important, and then taking your medication is important, and so definitely stretching your fingers backwards. And again, you don't really want to go for pain, but you want to do feel a little bit of discomfort, right? Because it's a stretch. Stretching is pulling on the muscle and getting it relaxed. Wait till you're 40. Wait till I'm 46. Oh my gosh. I don't want to think about it, man. Right now we're praying for healing in my body, and I do believe that I will be healed. And I already, I already don't feel any symptoms on my finger on my right hand, which is really good. Something we've been praying about. My back pain has gone out, and the only thing that hasn't stopped is the occasional muscle spasm and then the occasional flare up. So yeah, 56 with nerve damage from work, and never mind 46. Try 56. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Hopefully, I will not experience what you guys have experienced. Um, Joe, you're really inspiring, and thank you for the tips. But sadly, I've got to go now. No problem, man. Have a great weekend, and if we don't talk again, have a wonderful Christmas, and don't forget to check out those giveaway videos. Okay, see you later, man. All right, so the stretches, right? So you stretch out your fingers. Another thing you want to do is stretch out your hands, and so I do this little thing called the prayer here, And really what I'm doing is not pressing my hands together. That does nothing, right? But I point it to myself and then I slowly open. And right there, right about there, you'll feel the stretching, but you'll feel the stretching way back here. And that is, for me, that's the most amazing thing. Okay. The other thing that I that I like to do, and I like to do this with my kids, not my children, my students at the elementary school. So what you're gonna do is I can't really show you, right, because the camera is like super close, but you're gonna shake your hands just back and forth. If you look, if you're at home and you're watching this, put it down and just do what I'm asking you. It's the most amazing feeling. So hands by your side, right, and you just shake. You're just shaking, hands by your side. Just shake, 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 shake. You maybe count 20 seconds, 20 Mississippis, right? You keep going, just shaking, just shaking. And at some point, you'll start to feel like your hands tingle. That's normal. And then you start slowly bringing your hands upwards, still shaking. And then you put your hands up in the air and then you continue shaking. Now, when you get up here, that's when you'll start to feel almost like your hands are like playing with clouds or with cotton candy or something. You just keep shaking, just keep shaking, just keep shaking. And then I'm gonna just give you count of three. 1, 2, 3. And all you're gonna do is just drop your hands, stop the shaking, and then just feel the blood rush all the way back into your fingertips. 3, 2, 1, and drop. You just feel that sensation, man, going right back into your fingertips. One of the best things ever. Ooh, I'll have a drink of Monster. Low carb, 30 calories. I need it. Ooh, that was a little loud. So that's probably one of the first exercises I recommend, especially if you're a beginner. If you are an advanced player, an intermediate player, I definitely recommend doing the stretches. If you haven't done them in the longest time, it is the most amazing and relaxing thing to be able to play quicker. Like, let's say you only have 10 minutes to practice, right? 10 minutes to practice. You want to use your time efficiently. Take the 1 minute to stretch. And instantly you'll notice that your fingers are way more relaxed and way more free. They're still not 100% warm, but it'll be better. Um, so the next exercise, I have a left hand exercise that I really recommend, especially if you're a beginner. I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera here. Let's see here. That way you guys can see. So I'm gonna take away my smelly face. There it is. Okay. So so we have here, let me see, right there. Check. All right. Does the microphone still sound good? It's not giving me any problems right now, so that's good. All right. So the left hand exercise I recommend, especially if you're a beginner, is warming up your left hand. And warming up your left hand, in my opinion, is one of the most important things. I mean, you're going to hear me say that a lot because the topics in today's conversation are for beginners and doing good practice habits. So you go to the fifth position, and I always say this in case you're new. Fifth position does not mean just the fifth fret. It means the fifth fret, sixth fret, seventh fret, and eighth fret. That means all fingers are down and all fingers are ready to attack. If your pinky is one of those fingers that you do not use because it's not a part of your arsenal, I very much recommend that you attempt to use it for this exercise, and you'll really see the weakness of the finger. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Hey, E Star, can you come into the work studio for just a second? So the exercise here is going to the second string independently. Okay. So what's happening here, all my other fingers are staying while this finger is on the second string. And on the second string, you'll feel a little bit of resistance. And all you're going to do, give me a second, is just move it up and down. Now, not mindlessly. You're going to purposely do it slow. And then go as fast as you can. And what you're really thinking about is the motion. You're not thinking about what you're going to eat, although it might pop in, right? I want Chick-fil-A today. But you're not thinking about what you're going to eat. You're thinking about the motion. When it's done, your fingers don't move. They have to stay. You bring it back down. And then you go to the second finger. And you do 10 times slow. And then 10 times as fast as you can. By now, you might start to feel a slight burning. If you start to feel the slight burning, that's the weakness coming out. And then you're going to go with your third finger, and this is where it gets hairy. Okay, your third finger. Now notice the other fingers have not moved. They have to stay. That's a part of this exercise, is stamina for the fingers. So 10 times slow. Now this one, for me, this is the one that I feel the most. Everybody's different. Everybody's made differently, because you can't play as fast as, Jared Dines or Joe Satriani or anybody. It doesn't mean anything. You got to build up. Just like they built up, you got to build up. And then as fast as you can. Now for me, even as an advanced player right now, it feels weird. It feels awkward, which means that there is some weakness still left in that finger. So something I got to work on, me personally. So check your finger, and what do you have to work on? Bring it down, still not moving. By now, you should already start to feel the warmth in your hand, in your thumb, on the back, and then your pinky goes up. This might be your weakest one. For most of my students, it's always the pinky. For me, it's not. Unless I combine it with the third finger, and then as fast as you can. Right hand is not doing anything. It's just warming up your left hand. And there it is. For me, there's where I start to feel it. Now, once you've done that, you hold it there, give it about 5 seconds, and then release. And you'll feel, like right now, I feel the warmth all over here. Okay. And by the way, if you're wondering, what did your thumb look like in the back, Joel? On the back, I don't know if I can get this shot. Well, on the back, here's my thumb though, right here, right? So my thumb shares the space with the second finger, right? With the second finger. So wherever my second finger, that's where my thumb is. And I'm not pressing super hard. If you're pressing super hard, that means you're overworking your hand a lot, and a lot of the focus is going into that thumb. Okay, so that's the left hand exercise. For the right hand exercise, whether you're using INM or you're picking, the idea with alternate picking and INM alternating, right? In classical guitar, I'm going to go ahead and mute my strings. In classical guitar, we have this idea, right, where you go through the string. So it's like think of it as an upstroke, okay? And in classical guitar, the I finger, the index finger, plays through. That's like your downstroke. Then the M finger plays through. That's your upstroke. So it'd be down, up, down, up, down, up. But in reality, you're going the same direction. Okay? And the idea is you can't repeat the finger. You can't go. I imagine that it would be a good exercise for you to do, but alternating means switching, never repeating. Right? And when you're doing this, if you are playing classical guitar, let me see if I can get a better angle. Look at my thumb. My thumb has to stay in front, not behind. Okay? So my thumb stays in front. And then my wrist, if you're playing classical, is a little bit popped up in that. That's kind of what it looks like. None of this thing. This right here, not good. Right? You don't want to play completely perpendicular to the string. It's kind of playing at an angle if you're doing classical. Now, if you're picking, okay, if you're picking, the idea here is down pick, up pick. Now, what I recommend, and everyone is different, but is to, when you play, let me see if I can get a better light here. All right. When you play on the string here, okay, you can kind of see there. When you play, I always recommend a pivot point somewhere where either your pinky touches or your hand touches to kind of hang on for dear life as you're playing. Right? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's where the pivot point. Without a pivot point, here's what happens. Got nothing to hold on to, so you start to become less accurate, right? No pivot point. See how that's not accurate. I'm not trying to mess up. It's just happening. Hey, what's up, Cooper Glover? How's it going, man? See, so grabbing onto your instrument with either just a touch, just a simple little touch with the pinky or with your palm or something will fix that problem. See what I'm saying? No pivot point. Guys, I'm not trying to mess up. That is me messing up because I'm not holding on for dear life. So if you're one of those people that's playing guitar, right, and you're going as fast as you can, but you're not holding on, you don't have a pivot point, you're going to be inaccurate. You're going to have string noise. I'm telling you, man, just touch the instrument. It's going to take a while to get used to. Just touch it. You don't have to hold on. You have to actually just touch the instrument anywhere, on the bridge, on the saddles, on the body, just a little bit. Just touch it. Fixes the problem. The other thing is you want to angle it. Now, I have a habit, and I'm trying to get out of this, okay? I've only been playing, I guess, purposefully my electric guitar, maybe coming on 3 years now, like purposefully. I've played electric guitar for a long time, but actually trying to, get better and, do things for my students and stuff. I've learned that I angle my pick in this direction here. So towards me, right? And I've seen other people angle their direction down towards the body. And I've come to realize that angling it down towards the body is even more accurate than angling it towards yourself. And here's why. Normally in alternate picking, we start with down. Right? So down, the way I'm doing it, down, I'm pushing out that way. Right? So down, up, down, up. Now the problem is I have to readjust because my pick is already touching the second string. So I have to readjust. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean you can't, overcome that. And I have overcome that to a certain extent, until you hit a top speed, then you can't help but touch the other string. So when you're angling it towards yourself, listen. Hear that extra noise? 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't avoid it because as I'm trying to readjust, I touch the string. Correct. You have to put your wrist towards the saddle. Like in my case right here, if I'm coming in this direction, I have my wrist on my saddle. But the problem is readjusting. No matter how hard I've tried as an advanced player to readjust, I always touch that extra string, which is not 100% bad. If your strings are muted, if you're playing and you're aware that that's happening and you can mute your string, then that's no big deal because you'll get a little ghost note nobody will know the difference. Right? But I have found out in maybe the last couple months, as I've seen other players, because remember, I'm trying to better myself because I got to stay on top of what I'm doing in order to, teach, right? Um, hey, what's up, Cool Music Tech? How's it going, man? Morning over here. Morning, but evening to you, right? So when you're down here, I've noticed that as I've watched new players, when they angle this way, here's what happens: down, up, down. So this is the angle is going down in here. So if you're playing this way, not this way, this is an even better. And I'm trying to perfect this. I can't say in this last week I've practiced this exercise, but down, up, down, alternating, right? And when you come up, check it out. Your hand is already prepared for the next string. So there's no extra noise. So now you have, sorry, that's me being stupid. No extra noise. Because you can't touch the other string because of the way you're angled. You're angled down, up, and you're ready to attack the next string. Now, if you have a heavy hand and you strike down too hard, then you'll get that extra sound. Thank you so much for the support, man. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for hanging out. Definitely. Thank you so much. So that's something to think about when you are doing alternate picking. So there's three ways, right? There's the straightforward, just on top. And that motion will usually come from the wrist, from the thumb. And then there's the angle towards your body. And we already discussed the issue there. And then down. The muted strings make me think of Blondie's Heart of Glass. I've never heard that. But I was shielded as a child, so I gotta check that out, Kubrick Lover. Yeah, so that's alternate picking, and in alternate picking, I know Mortis was in here earlier, and he was saying, how he wants to go faster and stuff, and he goes up 1 BPM every single time. 1 is too small of a fraction in time. I would do 1 BPM when you really reached really high speeds. But I always recommend 5 to 10 BPM change in time. And I always recommend starting real slow. So like starting, say, for example, at 60, and then Tuesday going 70, Wednesday going 80, and you keep doing that until you crash. And by crash, I mean until you make a mistake consistently over and over. And then once that happens, then you got to start over. So then you start over and you try to push past that. And what that's doing is it's creating a good habit in the right hand when you're alternating. So I would not go up by 1 BPM. I would say 5 to 10 BPMs per day. That's just my recommendation. All right, so syncing hands, finger confusion. We're going to talk a little bit about finger confusion, economy picking, and I guess sweeping. Since Mortis is in here and he wanted to know a little bit more about the 5-string one. So finger confusion, there's a video that I have on my channel that did terribly. Most of my videos are doing terribly. You know what I've noticed? My lessons do terribly. But I promise you, that is where the gold is on my channel. That is where the gold is on my channel. I promise you. Unless you're here for giveaways, then that's completely okay. So what I was saying is syncing your hands. Finger confusion is this idea of tricking your muscle memory. That's really what's happening, is tricking your muscle memory. What kind of pickups are those? These are the stock PRS pickups. I have not changed them or anything like that. I'm not I usually, whatever I buy, that's usually what I keep. Like on my LTD that I purchased, I purposely made sure that they had Seymour Duncans. I don't do a lot of the guitar techie work, but they're just the stock PRS. And I wouldn't be able to tell you past that. Um, but yeah, I don't remember how much the guitar was. Maybe like $900, $1,000. Not too expensive. Um, it's a good guitar. I like it. Very versatile, especially with the tone knob and the volume knob. You can be surprised at what kind of stuff it could do. So the finger confusion is this idea of tricking your muscle into doing something that they don't want to do, right? Here's the thing: when you start learning guitar, right? When you're a kid, when I started learning guitar, what I started learning was this technique. I'm gonna go ahead and lower my volume. It's gonna be nasty. Can you guys still hear it? Give me a one if you can hear it. These are called rasgueados. That's what I learned to do. So when I was a kid, right? A lot of like flamenco style, Spanish style music. And my hand got used to doing certain things. Maybe one of your first exercises as a beginner was to do this exercise. And everyone does some kind of version of this exercise. Hang on, give me 1 second. Here just a sec. So the version of this exercise is this one. Everyone does that exercise. Everyone. Or some version of it. Some over here. Some down here. Whatever. Okay? The point is, we all do this little version of this exercise. Now, what happens here? Hey, what's up, Dwight? How's it going, man? Always a pleasure to have Dwight Bailey in the house. If you guys do not know who Dwight Bailey is, you need to subscribe. Actually, I'm not one of those picky guitar players, guitar YouTubers. Guys, subscribe to each other, give each other the props, but don't subscribe if you're not going to watch. I try to make it a point to at least go to everyone's channel who has content at least once a month. I make that effort because I want to do show support. So anyway, sub for sub, no. Support for support, yes. So that is correct, really. Yes. So everyone's done this exercise. And what happens is your fingers get used to moving in that direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. In my case, I don't know why, it was easier for me to go backwards. 4, 3, 2. And going forwards, I always struggled with it. Even to this day, like I feel like I still suck at that. I still kind of feel like that. So the idea here is to trick your fingers into doing something they don't want to do. So you change the pattern on them. And what happens is your fingers are going to want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4, 3, 2, 1, whichever one you're used to, right? So the exercise that I like to do here that I always recommend is this finger confusion exercise that's on the 9th position. So 9, 10, 11, 12. And the original exercise goes, thanks, Cooper Glover. I appreciate that. Cool. I learned all my technique back in the 80s and I used Frank Gamble's book. But being honest, the crisp books are pretty good. The Chromatic Spider rocks. Chromatic Spider, yes. So we have this exercise here where you play everything slow and then you double time it, right? So you go 2 times at a slow speed. And then you double time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Double time. And then you go back to regular. And then you double time, slow, double time. So what's happening there is you're tricking your fingers into not going just one speed, but constantly switching, but then switching back and then switching back. It's kind of like the way I train my dog to stop pulling. So I'll be walking my dog, right, and he'll start pulling in one direction. So then I change the direction. I say, no, we're going this way. And then he stops pulling all of a sudden. He's like, oh, we're going this way now. That's exactly what we're doing to our muscle. Our muscle thinks, oh, we're going to go this speed the whole time. No, we're going to go this speed and then double. And then you'll get to a point where even that becomes muscle memory. So then you're going to have to switch it up again. And maybe another way to switch it up is to do 3 times this time. So now your fingers are going to think, oh, go slow, slow, and then fast, fast. And then you're going to be like, nope, now. Right? So it's all about tricking your fingers into doing what you want them to do and not being dependent on muscle memory. Now, I'm not saying muscle memory is bad. Muscle memory is good because it helps you to get through the difficult moments in your playing. It helps you remember, you're playing. It helps you remember songs. But it can, for lack of better terms, completely screw you if you don't, excuse me, whoa. It can completely screw you because it wants to take over what you're doing. And the thing is, you're the master of your mind. So you need to make your fingers submit, right? So another thing you can do is once it's going in one direction, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, you switch it up on it even more because now the fingers are like, okay, fine, we're going to go that speed. Fine. So now you switch the pattern. 1, 3, 2, 4. See, even my fingers there, they're like, nope, we're going this way. And you have to make them submit into something else. Maybe that one becomes, muscle memory. Then you change it up again. 1, 4, 3, 2. So the idea is to constantly switch it up on your fingers because your fingers want to do muscle memory. And the thing is, there's no brain up here, just dead skin. Okay? So you have to make them submit into what you're doing. It says here, Truth Guitar Method, how long do you think it takes to be a decent guitar player? I think that a person can be a fluid guitar player anywhere between, I'd say, 3 to 12 months. But it all depends how much time you put into it. Right? Like say you're thinking, we were talking about this earlier, say you're thinking, oh, well, I practice an hour a day. Okay, but what do you practice for an hour a day? Do you mindlessly practice? Do you noodle? Do you experiment with sounds? Because that's not practice, right? If you're talking about practice to become a fluid guitar player, not decent, because I don't want to use the word decent. I'm going to say fluid. That means you can get through things. You can work through problems. You can work through mistakes, But to become a decent guitar player, a fluid guitar player, I'd say anywhere between 3 months to 12 months. 2 years if you're really practicing very little. But if you're saying I'm practicing an hour a day, then that means 1 hour of dedicated, non-interrupted, selfish time, which is something we talked about at the beginning of the video, Kubrick, if you want to check it out. And that's okay. Just experimenting on your guitar is completely okay. You say, I play around and find something that I know, and I've heard your stuff. And, I think last time I asked you, how long have you been playing? And you told me the exact same thing. I just experiment on the guitar, and that's completely okay. There's no rule that says you're not a guitar player. If you grab a guitar and you go and you suck at it your best, right? If you're just like purposely, right? Of course, purposely, then you're a guitar player. A guitar player is not defined by their ability and their um, knowledge. That's what the world wants us to think. Because if we think that, then we're agreeing that everybody who is famous is a guitar player. There's plenty of people who are not famous who are great guitar players. There's plenty of people who are not famous who are decent guitar players. There are plenty of people who are guitar players that are horrible guitar players, but they're guitar players. And what's the thing that connects us is the fact that you love the instrument, and the fact that you like to play the instrument, and the fact that you like spending time doing what you love. So to become a, fluid guitar player, I say 3 to 12 months. Now, real quick, I just want to clarify. I am not saying that I think, um, you know, playing the guitar mindlessly and purposely wrong is guitar playing. In my head, I probably wouldn't listen to that stuff. I'm just saying you shouldn't be discouraged because of what the world wants us to think guitar playing is. Guitar playing is, are you having fun playing guitar? Yes. Are you having fun? Yes. Are you learning? Yes. Are you experimenting with new things? Yes. Then you're a guitar player. Are you a good one? Well, that's up to you and how you answer, I think. Okay, thanks. I've watched some lessons. Dude, yeah, you can check out any. I watch lessons all the time. Matter of fact, I have a hidden playlist that only I can see, of lessons that I find online from big YouTubers, small YouTubers, professional guitarists. And I'm just like, wow, I want to do this exercise. Maybe I'll share that with you guys one of these days. So here it says sinking hands, finger confusion. So that's finger confusion. Economy picking is something that I just recently learned. I don't know if you guys know that, but it's something that I just recently learned. And economy picking is the opposite of alternate picking. And the angle, again, is the same idea, right? You can keep it completely perpendicular, or do the angle towards your body, or do the angle towards the body of the instrument. And we already know that for alternate picking, into the body of the instrument is a little bit more accurate because you're already set up to go into the next string. Yeah, Marty music is amazing. I've never tried Fender lessons. I have no idea if they're any good. But Marty, if you want to learn songs, go to Marty, man. He's really good. I don't teach songs, right? I like teaching technique and stuff, to get you to play to those things. But yeah, definitely Marty music. I cannot bash on that. That's so good. Okay. All right. So economy picking, the idea here is that rather than having to reset, right, like alternate picking, is that you run straight through. So economy picking is usually in the pattern of 3, which means you'll go 6 string down, up, down, and you're already there. I don't know if you can see that, but you're already ready to do the same pattern again, rather than have to go down, and then reset, up, up, right? Because if we do alternate picking in patterns of 3, we would have to go down, and then reset, and go up, reset, and we don't want to have to be doing reset. See, Mike Palmieri says Fender play is good, but biases exercises and stretching. Bypasses exercise and stretch. That's what I'm talking about. You kind of already have to know a little bit to be able to participate, right? And I don't know if it's any good. Maybe I should do a video where I try it out. You know who did a video? You guys should follow him. I just started following this guy. Seems real down to earth. And does a giveaway. I think he's doing another giveaway right now. His name is London Bailey. London Bradley. I got to look it up. But before we leave, remind me and I'll show you who it is. But London something. So the exercises go down, up, down, and you're already ready for the economy. So the economy here is that you're saving your extra exercise, your extra, exertion of energy, right? So everything is down, up, down. Landon, there you go. Landon Bailey. Thank you, Greeley. It's Landon Bailey. That's the economy picking. Down, up, down, up, down. See, in my hand, my right hand is not having to readjust. Whoa. If you're new to the channel, this is something I just recently learned. Remember that. And something I didn't talk about earlier with alternate picking and economy picking is you always want to try to sound even, right? So every note the same, down, up, down. So none of this stuff. You don't really want to do that. Let me turn it down. Is it crackling, guys? Let me know if it's crackling. What's your opinion on pedals? Kubrick lover. I have a pedal giveaway on my channel. I use pedals. I use bias effects. I love pedals. Pedals are a really good way to experiment, and I know you're into experimenting with pedals. I'm going to recommend a pedal for you. I recommend a modulation pedal, any modulation pedal that you can find that has different things like chorus and flanger and all these things. Amazing pedal, especially if you are experimenting. There's also one called Brainwaves. I think that you would like. I think you would benefit from experimenting with a reverb pedal. I have that I use, the Hall of Fame 2 by TC Electronics, and you definitely want to experiment with a delay pedal. Some of the best music happens with a delay pedal. It says, I have a looper and a wah pedal. Great things right there. Add a delay. Oh, okay, there you go. I have delay, flanger, reverb, and wah on my amp. Okay, if you can, get a pedal. Because if you get a pedal, you can control what you're doing with the delay. You can control what you're doing with the reverb, and how many increments or how much feedback you get on the delay. So I recommend a delay. Right now, I'm giving away a delay, but if you want to try one out, a very inexpensive pedal, inexpensive is Donner. They're not cheap pedals. They are not cheaply made. And I do not think they suck. Of course, I have not reviewed the delay pedal. It's coming up soon. So yeah, check those out. All right. So again, economy picking, being even. Okay. Now, if you are into sweep picking, I'm not a big time sweep picker. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the 5, because you can find, well, I'll do the 2 pattern. If you're doing the 2 pattern on the right hand, what you want to do, usually the problem with sweep picking is that the right hand is always outrunning the left. That's usually the problem. Even like right now, I'm not super warmed up, right? And you hear all the mistakes, but the right hand always wants to outrun, because we can do that real quick, but we can't move these fingers that quick. At least I can't. So that's how you control the right hand, is by dropping into each string. Kubrick, then sign up, man. Go look for the videos that are on my channel. They'll say Donner so and so review and giveaway, and all you got to do is like it and then comment, I want this pedal. And right now there's four videos out, and I'm doing 6 more videos. So check them out. So down, all even, none of this stuff. Right? All even. This is how you prepare for sweeping. But you got to spend the time on it. Then on the right hand, what you want to do is prepare the pattern. So for the two-string pattern, let me see if I can get closer. The two-string pattern on the right hand is down. Let's see. So it's down, down, up, down, down, up, pull, and then again. And then you just repeat down, down, up, pull. So on the right hand, you're going to go down, down, up, pull, down, down, up, pull, down, down, up, pull. So then the right hand goes down, down, up, pull. You kind of do it a couple times. Once you've done that, then you add both of them together slowly. Okay, for the 3, same idea, all we're adding is this note. And by the way, this shape here, minor, this shape here, major. So if you do here, minor, major. And this works anywhere. I'm doing it on the 12th position, actually the 10th position, because I don't know, that's where I am and the angle is perfect. Okay, so for 3, you're going to do this. Down, 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 up, pull, up. Down, 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 up, pull, up. So the right hand is going to prepare by going down, down, down. Sorry, down, 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 up, up. Down, 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 up, up. Down, down, sorry. Down, 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 up, pull, up. Down, 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 up, pull, up. And when you're going down, you kind of angle downwards into the instrument, and up, you kind of angle into you. So there's a change of direction on the right hand. So down, 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 up, down, 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 up, pull, up. Okay. For 4, I just recommend this exercise, and I got this from a book. Is going on the 5th position, and you're gonna go 4, 3, 2, 1. So 5th position, and 4th finger will be on 8, 3rd finger on 7, 2nd finger on 6, and 1st finger on 5. So we'd go down, 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 up, 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 down, 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 down. So you go. Down, 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 up, 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 down. Sorry, down, 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 up, 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 up. And again, to prepare here, you're just going to go 4, 3, 2, 1, slide. And the right hand is just going to prepare by going down, 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 up, 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 up. I have that ditto pedal, by the way. I have the ditto jam that comes with a, oh, I apologize for the dog. So it comes with a microphone, and the microphone goes placed onto a bass drum or your bass player or something, right? Or like a speaker, and basically it adjusts the timing. It adjusts the timing as it goes. Sorry, my big dog is throwing me off there. So again. Okay. And then finally, the 5-string, which is something that I'm doing for Mortis because he wanted to know the 5-string pattern. 5-string pattern is a little bit more complicated. If you're doing a straight pattern, here's the pattern here for major, for minor. For major, it's the 3rd finger. And then here. So we have this D shape here. Okay. And this shape here, that's major. This is minor. Major, minor. So we have minor, down, 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 up, pull, up, down, 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 up, pull, up. Same thing if you're doing major, just finger changes. I like to do this other pattern that kind of resets it and kind of helps you, especially if you're a beginner or intermediate trying to learn sweeping. I'm only doing this because if you are a beginner or intermediate, at some point you get so caught up with what sweeping is. I just want you to learn it properly. So another way you can do these 2 patterns, the major and minor. Minor pattern, you're going to go down, 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 down. Down, 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 up. But then give it an extra by doing this. Down, 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 up. Right? Same idea. What's happening is since you're getting at that double, you can run through and then readjust. So rather than go down, 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 up, pull, and then readjust before you get to 5, readjust. Right? You have to readjust every time you get to 5, but if you give it that double, when you get there, then you readjust. If you want to get fancy, you could do sorry. And what I'm doing there is I'm just playing the root note, which is A, pulling it off. If I shift over, now it's G. If I shift over, then it's F. Whoa. And then it's E. If you want to, I guess if you want to show off. But again, the pattern on the right hand to set up for the 5 string, if you're going to go straight through, it's going to be down, 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 up, pull, up, up, up. Down, 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 up, pull, up, up, up. Down, 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 up, pull, up, up, up. Oh, I'm sorry. If you're doing the double, then you're going to go down, 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 up, down, up, 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 up. if you're doing the tap, then it's right. You got to bring your finger up to the that note. So Mortis, if you kept check this out again, man, hopefully that helped. Again, guys, I'm not a sweep pick. I don't sweep pick a whole bunch. I throw it in occasionally into my solos, but I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm super good at it or anything like that. If you practice anything long enough, you can do it. Those are hammer-ons, right? Yes. So I think you're talking about those two. Yes, and then pull off. Yes, hammer-ons and pull-offs. That is correct. My butt hurts, man, from the way I've been sitting. All right, and then finally we have a major scale pattern. I'm adjusting. Major scale pattern, minor scale pattern, pentatonic scale pattern. So major scale pattern you can do. I'm gonna just show you one, and I'm gonna show it to you on the third string. On the left hand here, on the third string, we have all these patterns, and the most popular patterns on YouTube are 3 notes per string, because those are what shredders play. Right? 3 notes per string. But there's other ones. And one of the best ones, in my opinion, especially if you're a beginner, is this major pattern where you do 1, 3. And by the way, all this stuff we're talking about, you can find it on the website. Okay? So 1, 3 on the third string. Then on the second string, 1, 2, 4. So 1, 3, 1, 2, 4. And then 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. So what I'm doing there is I'm just going through the C major scale: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And I'm just doing that pattern: 1, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Okay, so that's something you can do. I remember when I first learned that first scale, man. I was first year college, 2003, and the full scale went 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, and then a slide, and I was like, what? When you get there, you continue. Oh, ooh, terrible. What is happening? I apologize. So the slide here, and then the slide back. But that's a good major pattern. Okay, 1, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Now, a minor pattern, I'm going to teach you the same thing on the third string. And again, you can find PDFs to all of this on the website, shootguitarmethod.com, on the tab that says free stuff. So for minor, same thing. You're going to go 1, 3, but you got to drop that third note. Right? So instead of going and then having to readjust back here, you're going to go 1, 2, 3. Same note. Right? So, and then the fourth note stays the same right here, but we're not going to play with the second finger now, right? We're going to play with the first. So 1, 3, 4, and then you shift over to the next position, 1, 3, 4. Now, if you're doing natural minor, it's going to go 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. 1, 3. If you're doing harmonic minor, 2, 3. If you're doing melodic minor, natural on the way up, harmonic on the way down. So natural, harmonic, and melodic. Sorry. Okay. It's a little. Okay. Let's see here. It says I've clenched the fretboard with my left hand and pressed my slide against the fretboard, and it sounds like I'm playing fast. Left hand, press my slide against the fretboard. Do you mean like this? Thank you so much, Dwight Bailey. I appreciate it, man. I hope you have a great weekend yourself. Do you mean this Kubrick lever? Or with an actual slide, like with an actual tube slide on your finger? A lot of people do that thing where, yeah, kids do that. When a kid grabs a guitar, they're like, right? That's usually how it goes. Sometimes we do that. Okay, so let's see here. Then we have pentatonic scale. All right, so pentatonic scale. Here's the one. So again, real quick. That minor, you shift it. Same idea. C minor, D minor, E minor, F minor, G, A, whoop, B, whoop, and then C again. Okay, C minor or minor pattern. Now, pentatonic pattern is anywhere that you can find it. The one I want to focus on is the G-shaped pentatonic. G-shaped pentatonic goes, I'm going to do it on the fifth position, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. Here's why I'm doing this pattern. Because you can attach it to the to the major scale if you're playing that pattern. So let's say you're playing C major pentatonic, right? Well, if you're playing C major pentatonic, that means you're in the key of C major, which means you can also play the key of C major. So now you've opened yourself up to not only playing this pattern, but adding those in-between notes that we learned. 1, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, which is this note here, the fourth, and this note here, the seventh. Now, I didn't do anything fancy. All I'm doing is playing around with the notes. Okay, so good way to combine the pentatonic pattern with the major scale pattern. Does it always work? Yes. Does it always sound good? No. Okay. When you're soloing, when you're improvising, the most important thing is rhythm. If you don't have rhythm, you can play all the right notes. It's going to sound terrible. If you have all the right notes and you have the right rhythm, it's going to sound great. But even with rhythm, if you accidentally play a wrong note, it just kind of feels like, oh, he meant to do that. He was playing with my emotions. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. All right, let's see, what are we at? Okay, so intermediate and advanced exercises. All right, so I've got one, and that is, I've got one exercise on here, which is the 5th position slide to 6th position and reverse. So if you're an intermediate or advanced player, here's an exercise that I think you could benefit from. And I want to say I created this exercise. I'm not 100, or maybe kind of stole the idea. I don't know. We all steal ideas. But the idea here is you're going to go in one direction, and you can do this anywhere on the scale, right? Anywhere on the fretboard. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to slide over. But you're not going to slide. You are going to slide, but you're going to play the note. So you actually pluck it. So it goes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, then right after you get there, you're going to return the pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, slide. And then 3, 2, 1. So now you ended up on the 6th position. You started on 5th, end up on 6th. So down, down, up, slide. Okay, now if you're thinking, Joel, that's not too bad, it's not too hard, give me a second, okay? Finger confusion, remember. So we're going, that's where it ends. Now, instead of doing the same pattern, starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, slide, 3, 2, 1, you're going to reverse the pattern. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, slide, 3, 2, 1. And then you're going to go 4, 3, 2, 1, slide back, 2, 3, 4. But not on the same string. See, what we're trying to do is finger confusion for an intermediate or advanced. So you're going to go down, down, up, slide, up, down, up. Next string, you start on the pinky. So this direction first. And then the next string, you reverse. The next string, you reverse. Next string, reverse. Next string, reverse. Next string, reverse. If you're like, well, that's not too bad, well, then automatically you shift over and you got to land on 12. And then you do the exact same thing, but going up now. I said going up, note-wise. So. Oh. So slowly would be reverse, 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 whoop, slide, and then repeat. Intermediate and advanced exercise, that is like the ultimate finger confusion. You're doing all kinds of things, going one direction, going a separate direction, sliding with pinky, sliding with first, and then reversing every other string. It's a mess. You could do it if you want to learn it first. Do that, just on the first 2 strings. And then it just repeats. And then new starting point. Okay, so that's a pretty good intermediate advanced exercise. And super finger confusion. It's super fun to play, especially when you get it up to speed. Amazing, amazing thing to play. And finally, the dissonant chord. Dissonant chord dexterity. So we were talking about dexterity earlier. And this is I want to say this is a John Petrucci exercise, and I haven't done this in a long time, but The idea here is that you've got fifth position, right? That dissonant chord. It might be a Joe Satriani exercise. Not sure. But I'm not too good at this. So it goes down this way. And then when you're a beginner, you're slowly going to move down and readjust. So. But the idea is not to pluck through them. It's chord changes. They don't mess with you. And then you move it. Okay, that's a good, really a good exercise. I did not create that. I want to say it was either John Petrucci or Joe Satriani from one of the books. I don't know. Now it is okay if you're learning it to go slow. So put the fingers down, strum, and then. See, if I go slow, I can kind of do it well. But I learned this exercise a long time ago, and there was a time when I was jamming with it. So on. That's a good finger dexterity. If you're an advanced player, super recommend that. And also, obviously check out Joe Satriani and Steve Vai and all those guys. They'll teach you way more for the advanced stuff. And finally, the mode walk. This is a really good exercise if you are into modes. I'm not going to get into what modes are right now. We only have a few minutes left in the live, but basically what we're doing sounds like jazz. It does sound like jazz. Be careful though. Don't say that around jazz players because then they might get upset. Let me readjust you for a second. All right. So the last thing is mode walking. So we've got Aeolian, right? Major, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian or minor, and Locrian. All right. So we've got, and I'm not gonna. You can get this. My PDF. I want to say. Let me just double check. Let me check real quick. Modes. Do I have modes on here? I have some modes. Some of the modes on the website. So you can get some of the modes on the website. Dorian, for sure, Phrygian, and Lydian. The Mixolydian is coming up in a couple weeks here. So major. Okay. That's major. Next one is Dorian. Forgot what I was doing for a second. Phrygian. Okay, Lydian. Mixolydian. Aeolian or minor. And then Locrian. And then back to major. What? That sounded wrong. Okay, so those are the modes. Right? Go play them now. No, those are the modes. When you're an advanced player or intermediate player, you get into the idea of modes playing through the major scale. And what I call as a mode walk is on the way up, you play major. On the way down, you shift over to Dorian mode. On the way back up, you shift over to Phrygian. On the way back down, you switch over to Lydian. Sorry. On the way back up, Mixolydian. And then on the way back down, minor. And then I went back up, Locrian. And then on the way back up, down, major. A Japanese scale too, right? Okay, so I'm gonna be completely honest. There's a lot of scales out there, and I don't know. I know the basic major, minor, the modes, and then the stuff like pentatonic, the blues scale, and all that stuff. When we start to getting into these different genres of music, like Japanese music, Chinese music, yes, there are scales. Do I know them? Not really. But if something that you are interested, drop a comment on here and I will do my research. I don't know a Japanese scale. I would think it would be very, very pentatonic like. That's my guess. All right, so back to the modes. So the mode walk is just basically moving through the fretboard by doing all the modes. Sorry. Sorry. Got me thinking about the Japanese scale. I'm wondering if I know it. That's your walk. Okay, not perfect, but so that's something that you want to do if you're an advanced or intermediate player, is definitely learn the modes and then learn to, because that right there, all G major. Any of the notes that I just played there would go perfectly on the what do you call it? On an improvisation. Okay. And that's pretty much it, man. That's all I've got for today's talk about practice habits and practice exercises that you can do. If you guys have any questions, right now is the time. Today we went long, and that is on purpose. It was a beginner talk. Let me go ahead and switch my camera here for just a second. If you guys have any questions at all, right now is the time to ask. If you have a question about the giveaway, right now is the time to ask. If you have a question about life, right now is the time to ask. I can't promise I would give you a good answer, but yeah. Dude, you're welcome. In all honesty, I don't even consider this to be a lesson. It was just a conversation about, building good habits, using good exercises. Again, my passion is for guitar players, for, to build good habits and good technique. I'm not the best guitar player, obviously, but I do have a passion for what I do, and I do want people to be successful in what they do when they are playing guitar. So thank you for stopping by, Kubrick Lover. I appreciate it, man. And sign up for those pedals. That way you guys can you can try to win it. Any exercises for finger dependency? Sans guitar. Finger dependence. You mean finger independence or finger dependent? Finger dependent? Can you clarify? Because without any exercises for finger dependency without guitar, is that what you're saying? Like finger, like something you can do when you don't have a guitar? Is that what you're talking about? Like something you can do? Finger independent. Okay, I think I understand your question. Okay, so yeah, I don't even know. Do I have the little device here? I don't have it. I don't know where it is. There, Diodario. I know there's other companies, but Diodario makes this thing. Uh, it looks like it looks like a forearm exercise thing from the 80s and 90s. I don't know if you remember. It looks like like two handles, and it had the little ring, and you would squeeze and build your forearm. It kind of has that same idea. Um, so, say for example, I'm gonna take this eraser here. So it kind of looks like you put it on here, right? And then there's a spring under each finger, and you press down on it. And I would say that that's a good device to help you build muscle when you don't have a guitar with you. When you don't have a guitar with you, I would definitely, because it has some resistance, and then you can adjust. I don't know where it is. I haven't used it in a while. I think it's in the car, because I like to use it when I'm driving sometimes, or when I'm long trips. I use it on my left hand, so I don't have time to practice. But you do little exercises like one, and then two, and then three. The only thing that I recommend is, when you're using that, is don't use it as if you're playing the guitar, because you're going to want to put your tips of the finger, and it really hurts. Is just think about it as building the muscle. So if you're working on your first finger, then you just do the first finger and just work on that muscle. Don't think of guitar playing. Think of a repetition of exercise, like you're at the gym. So I recommend that thing. I don't know what it's called, man. It's by Diodario. A stress ball? I don't know. Maybe, right? Because if you get a certain resistance of a stress ball, you can kind of squeeze. And I mean, technically, you're working out this portion, but that's more the forearm. And what you really want to be working is your fingers. So if you had a stress ball, I would I would purposely curve my fingers into the stress ball. So if this was it, right? Stress ball, you would hold it like this and squeeze. If you had a stress ball, I would put my fingers this way and squeeze that way. Then that way you would get that muscle going for the fingers. That's what I would recommend. The other thing is, sometimes I walk around, when I'm walking around campus at work, I'll walk around and do little patterns like 1, 2, 3, 4, where I touch my fingers to my thumb, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll change the pattern: 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can do different patterns. Might help. I don't know if it actually does. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed today, man. I know I did. I woke up really, really late, but we're here. Definitely check out the channel as far as the giveaways are concerned. All the pedals that you see are mine. You don't get those. So if you end up winning, you'll end up getting a brand new pedal delivered to you from Amazon. And if you're in a different country, just make sure your country is in that list. Now, I am going to say something, and I've said it a couple times. I hope people know this. When you read that list at the very bottom, it specifies that if there is a fee for the country, or a delivery fee, um, I won't have to pay that. The person receiving it will have to pay it. And it specifies it right there. So if you guys have a problem with that, definitely do not enter and then expect me to send it. I won't send it. I'm not going to pay $60 for 60, $70 for for shipment, when the pedal is worth $30. So maybe I'll just PayPal you the amount. I don't know. It says Diodagio. Thank you. There it is. My wife is the best. Do you think knowing piano is good for guitar? Absolutely. Knowing piano is good for guitar. As a matter of fact, when I think of scales, I think of the piano. When I think of chords, I think of the piano. I don't know why this happens. My brain just does that. When I think of chord building, I think of the piano. I don't know if that's a bad habit or not, but if you guys have followed me for a while, you know that my learning has been kind of all over the place. I've learned all kinds of different things from all kinds of different people. It's not been a set, you know, um, rubric, or a set list of things that I've learned straight out of the box. I've kind of learned it over time. Yeah, so um, yeah, I lost my piano. Piano is definitely, I think it's good to know. When I'm building chords, that's what I'm thinking of. I have a small audio 25. I think it's 25 key MIDI keyboard. We might have the same thing, man. I have the same thing. I have no, I have a 32. I have a 32 key little MIDI player. I use that to do some of the music that I do for the channel. But yeah, I think knowing your piano, at least knowing the notes and seeing the difference between the sharps and the flats and all that is important. Uh, yep, you just change the octaves. I do the same thing on mine. Hmm. Yep. All right, guys. I see there's 10 people, man. I've seen a couple people interact. I hope everybody is having a good time. I hope everybody enjoyed this lesson. I know I did. We didn't have any mic problems, and I think the video quality is a little bit better than last time. I'm watching it in 720 right here, and I'm seeing it be recorded over here. So I've enjoyed this, man. I don't think I did have a live session scheduled for um, next Saturday, but I think I'm gonna skip that, considering what's going on with my family and all that stuff. I think I'm just gonna skip that. I didn't even want to do today's, but I'm really glad that I did it. Something I did skip today. I didn't pray at the beginning. And if you guys don't know this, this is a Christ-centered channel, and so I hope you guys don't have a problem with that. I hope you guys can still benefit from the channel, but you know, this is a Christ-centered channel. So, anybody, happy holidays to you too, man. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and an even better New Year's and a restful time too. I know I'm gonna rest. All right, guys. Any questions? If not, we are getting ready to finish the live. Any questions? Any questions? Um, E Star is gonna start a countdown on the chat. She'll put in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then when we reach 0, that'll be the end. So, E Star, if you can go ahead and start the countdown, that'd be awesome. Kubrick lover, see you later, man. Have a wonderful time. Mike Palmieri, I don't know if you're still here, man, but thank you for being here. Thank you for being a supporter of the channel. Thank you so much. Dwight, if you're still here, thank you so much for being here. D. Greeley, if you're still here, man, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Who else was in here? Cool Music Tech, thank you for being here. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate that. There's a couple other people. Mortis, thank you for coming by. I hope you come back and watch the video, for your sweeping thing that you wanted to do. Roy, are you still here? I don't know how to pronounce your first name, man. I don't know if you have anything. All right, the countdown has started. Very glad you did today's lesson. Merry Christmas. Keep it up the good work. 1.5 there. My wife is the best. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. And Michael, thank you for being here. And Daniel, I think you were the first one here. One, we're about to hit 0, guys. So I won't see you guys live probably for another 2 or 3 weeks. I need a little break too. And hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas and a wonderful, wonderful New Year's. Thank you so much for coming. This has been awesome. And again, my name is Joel. Remember, visit truthguitarmethod.com and don't forget to, check out some of the videos. All right, guys.